What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're going to be covering Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic directed by Bryan Singer, starring Rami Malek. Now, I'm going to make this review as brief as I possibly can. I'm not going to dive too much into spoilers. Just going to give my overall thoughts on this thing. All right, so Bohemian Rhapsody. What do I think? I think overall this is one of the better biopic movies to come out. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. As a rock fan and a Queen fan, I thought this movie was really, really good. I do have my issues with it here and there, but overall, I think it's a very solid movie, very solid structure, and I think that Bryan Singer did a fairly good job at capturing the essence of Queen with this film. Let's go over my highlights. Kicking it off, the performances. I think the performances in this movie are all really well done. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. I thought he did a fine job at capturing the aura and the essence of Mercury himself. To me, there are some moments where Rami Malek kind of teeters back and forth a little bit, where he kind of loses me, but then he gets me back a little bit. But then I come right back. It's not a perfect performance by any means necessary, but I thought Rami did a fine job at capturing that spirit and aura of Freddie Mercury, one of the greatest, stagemen in the history of music. And I think, like I said, Rami, he did a fine job with this movie. He carried this movie on his shoulders. And he, like I said, there were moments where he didn't stumble. There were moments where he kind of teetered back and forth a little bit. But overall, I think he did a fine job. Very, very fine job. Gwyneth Lee plays Brian May. I thought he did great. I thought he did a good job as well. Ben Hardy portrayed Roger Taylor. I liked him. Joseph Mazzello played John Deacon. Hey, it's John Deacon. John Deacon's character in this movie was almost non-existent. I'm sorry to say. I don't think Joseph Mazzello got nearly enough to do as the other two. At least the other two had some dialogue scenes here and there. To me, Joseph Mazzello didn't really get any moments as Deacon. He had some moments here and there, but it's mostly scenes of Freddie saying, "Deacon, I don't know who you are, babe. I don't know what you do." It's almost as if John Deacon's like the odd man out. The only memorable scene he's in, no joke, is when he's doing the bass line for Another One Bites the Dust. Other than that, he kind of falls by the wayside, and I think that's a disservice to John Deacon, the man himself. So yeah, that's my first big gripe. Let's go over the story. Story-wise, I think, like I said, this movie is well constructed. It did a good job at capturing those major events in Queen's history. Yes, it glossed over a lot of certain key aspects. Yes, things got changed here and there. Yes, this is not 100% historically accurate. Look, this is a movie. It's not a documentary. If you want to watch the full history of Queen, watch a documentary. This is a movie. Movies are made for dramatic effect. They're meant to tell a story, not give you a history lesson. But the major beats were hit, and I think they were hit fairly well. This movie covered Freddie Mercury's sexual orientation, of him being a bisexual man. He was in a relationship with a woman, then we see him in a relationship with two men. And I like how it didn't shove it down your throat. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get scenes of him, making out with these people. The movie kind of played it off as implying it instead of actually saying it, which I can give it a lot of respect for. This is a movie about Queen, and it's a movie about the history of Queen, not about Freddie Mercury's love life. But they did touch upon it, and I give them credit. They also touched on Freddie Mercury and his battle with AIDS. Yes, like I said, how Freddie Mercury found out in the movie is radically different than how he found out in real life. When he told his bandmates is completely different how he did it in real life. In this movie, he tells his bandmates he has AIDS 2 weeks before the Live Aid Festival, when in actuality, he didn't tell his bandmates till 1989. Again, for dramatic effect, that happened. And it made for a kind of a... Again, this is a movie for a dramatic effect. So when you see the bandmates, being told they have AIDS, and 2 weeks later they do the infamous the famous Live Aid Festival, it kind of adds an extra texture, an extra layer to the performances when you see it, and it kind of makes you feel like they're going all out and playing as if this is Freddie's last time on stage. So for dramatic effect and as a movie, I like it. I think it works for me. Yes, in real life it played out differently, but for the movie, I think it's fine as is. The production side of this movie is really, really well done. I think Bryan Singer did an excellent job at capturing the era of what Queen was in. He captured the 70s really well, and he captured the 80s really well. I think he captured the relationships between the bandmates. They felt like a family. It felt like I was watching Queen on screen because every actor encompassed their roles and they just fit them like a glove. And I like the chemistry and dynamics when they actually had a chance to have conversations and interact with one another. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Of course, like I said, this movie is more focused on Freddie Mercury and his life. So we see him with his family in the beginning. We see him join the band. We see a montage of their greatest moments on stage, and I like how Bryan Singer recreated those moments as well. Like I said before, we see Freddie Mercury and his personal life with his relationship with the Mary Austin and his relationship with the other two men he was involved with. And again, captured fairly well. I give the movie a lot of credit for not shoving it down your face. But like I said, overall, this is a really good movie. It is a good movie. It's like I said, it's not perfect, but it's not horrible at all. It's very entertaining. And if you're a Queen fan, you're gonna get it. If you're a Queen fan, you will appreciate this movie. You will. And I think you got to be a Queen fan to appreciate it. If you're going in cold, not being much of a Queen fan, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is not too bad. This is okay. But if you're a Queen fan, you're gonna have that extra layer of that extra layer on you because you're going to this thing as a fan of the band. So seeing these things is gonna make you is gonna make you feel some type of way. And I think the movie was made for fans of Queen, and I think that everyone took the time to really put a lot of nurturing and care into this thing, and for that I give them a lot of credit. I really, really do. Well, that's all. Well, those are just my basic general thoughts on this movie. I'm not going to go too in depth because I think people, if you're a fan of Queen, I think you should give Bohemian Rhapsody a chance because I think it is a really, really solid, really well made movie. Again, it does have moments here and there where it glosses over a lot of key elements that should have been more expanded upon. Not every single member of the band gets time to shine. This movie's more Freddie Mercury focused, but I'd like to see scenes of the other three band members during Queen's hiatus. See how their solo careers went instead of just focusing solely on Freddie. Hell, this movie didn't even give us the infamous collaboration with Queen and David Bowie, which was shocking because that was a big deal back in the '80s. We didn't even get that, which I think is actually a damn shame because why that was then I don't know the reason why they didn't do that because that was a huge deal when David Bowie and Queen teamed up to do Under Pressure and collaborate on that album. But whatever. What are you gonna do? The movie's already out and it's been made. So my overall grade for this thing is gonna be a solid 8 out of 10. As a Queen fan, I enjoyed it immensely. I loved the performances. I liked the recreations of certain moments. There are moments that I think could have been more expanded upon. There are certain characters I think I would have liked to see a little bit more of and a little bit more expansion on. But overall, this is a good story, minus the historical changes here and there. This is a very, very solid movie. And if you are a Queen fan, you will greatly appreciate it. Okay, so let me know what you think about Bohemian Rhapsody in the comment sections below. And let me know what your favorite Queen song is in the comment sections below. Subscribe to this channel and watch more of my videos, and I'll check you back next time for more.